Yes, you. Interesting choice to click play on this audio. Here. No, I can't see you. Nor where you are right now. I just find it fascinating that you chose to click play at all. But it's not about what I find interesting. I have to try and keep your interest now. You're listening because you long for something. That's interesting. What brought me to you? To acknowledge your longing? Was it the manifestation of my name? Did I just materialize into existence like the first light of day? Am I the beginning of a phenomenon or period of time? Or am I something becoming newly evident in your mind? No, definitely not. It's something material and quantifiable, something real. What brought me to you? Was it the algorithm suggestion? A recommendation produced by artificial intelligence? Or was it some negligible fraction of gravitational force between you and I? If you choose to listen, you might hear an answer. I was compelled by some answer long before you listened to this, when I made a choice to help you and others with my voice. It's possible you feel like just another play, another view, an anonymous number, unknown to me as I am to you. But if you think about it, I know you in some manner, just as you know me somehow. Because in some way, this moment introduces us as two human beings who are closer than they are far apart. This exchange uniquely connects us. Without your longing, my voice is perhaps unheard. And without my voice, your longing is maybe unacknowledged. If you're still listening, I acknowledge your longing. It sounds simple to say, but it's puzzling how much of a puzzle it is to realize. I've moved so many pieces around to see if they fit, to build a nice scene, to reveal a bigger picture for you. I had to make a series of choices in a specific manner, whether known to me or not, to get to the point of recording this audio message for you. And didn't you do the same in order to listen to it? What are the odds? How close were you to never listening to this at all? Now that you're aware of the staggering amount of possibilities, the steps that could have led you elsewhere, the left turns and rights, the doors opened and not, of all the selections and their alternatives, the many choices that you, perhaps unknowingly, made in a specific order to get to this singular moment. Listening. Don't you feel connected? Did I lose you there? If not, then you might enjoy hearing me talk about outer space. If you're still listening, I will try to identify your longing. I'll move the puzzle pieces around. I only need a moment to see if they fit, to reveal what it is you're longing for. Hold on. Is it comfort for physical pain? Do you have a headache right now? If so, I recommend one of my other recordings, as I'm probably making that worse here. Are you panicking? Wherever you are, there's always space to breathe. So find that space within you and breathe. Breathe with me. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. And let go. Repeat. Rhythmic. Like ocean waves cycling in and out. On the subject of cycles, do you have cramps? What do yours feel like? And what can we try that we haven't before? My voice has attempted to relieve those once or twice, but I found the best support is turning toward. Listening to understand you in a world where many turn away. Are you having trouble sleeping? Allow my voice to soothe you. It might provide relief from insomnia, or at least some momentary comfort, and like a warm blanket, or a cup of tea, with honey and added sweetness. If I whisper, darling, when you're lost in thought again, or I hush, hey, shh, 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 when you toss and turn, unsettled. So we'll just plant ourselves here, intertwined, to help you settle. We'll take root. Like a tree, you're steady in your sway. That's the sound of the wind, of your thoughts, just slipping away. You can let go of it all. Your eyelids begin to heavy, drooping like a willow, each limb a weighted branch, arching toward the ground below. So heavy, darling. Relax. You can let go of it all. Allow each of your leaves, without hurry, to begin to slowly fall. Are your eyes closed yet? If you're still listening, I accept your longing for less pain for more rest. It upsets me that you might be so weary. Hold on. Are you longing for relief from emotional pain? Are you feeling sad? Why? What's the story of your sadness? Bring your awareness to how it feels, not what it says. Is it safe to cry where you are? You probably need to, once the feeling unbinds from the story's page. And that's okay. You're entitled to tears, no matter the tale. Did you know that emotional tears secrete hormones that allow for a natural painkiller? Seems you don't need my voice to alleviate your pain after all. Regardless, if you're still listening, I recognize your longing. I'll meet you here. You don't have to be alone when you feel sad. Is that it? Do you feel lonely? Are you longing for that connection? Because we're already connected. Out of all of the connections you could have made in this moment, from the endless library of options, you checked out my voice. Mine is now one of the stories between your two bookend ears. You can pull me from the shelf anytime you choose. I'll read it to you. Is there comfort in knowing that I created this for you to borrow? Yeah, you. So that you wouldn't feel alone. Because you're not alone. You're worthy of connection and compassion. If you're still listening, I understand your longing. I do. I like to think we have more in common than not. We can focus on our similarities in order to relate and empathize with one another. After all, we're not so different. We both value listening. Let's tune in for a moment to what's happening around you. What do you hear? Is it loud and overwhelming where you are? Is it quiet and peaceful? Is it neither? Or somewhere in between? Can you notice the sound and then let it go? I know that it's not easy to detach when it captures your attention like so. I'm familiar with the impact of sound. I know something about its effect. Its reverberations on the eardrum. The echo that audio can make all the way across the world. But an audio like this one is a temporary immersion. For me and for you. For the creator and the listener. Every song eventually ends. There's another beat that keeps me recording is the same one that keeps you listening. If it's safe to do so wherever you are, place your hands over your heart. Do you feel it drumming on? Now, how can you feel alone when there's this accompaniment within you, keeping your pace? Take a look around you. Are you near someone other than me? If you are, do you acknowledge their longing, like I do yours? Do you wish them well, like I do for you? Perhaps you can pass that kindness on to someone you come across today, as we're all more alike than we are different. Hold on. Maybe you've chosen to listen because you're waiting for that answer. What brought me to you to acknowledge your longing? Newton's law of universal gravitation? No, it's too insignificant between us. The manifestation of my name? The beginning of a phenomenon? Definitely not. The algorithm? Maybe. But ultimately, it wasn't these forces that brought me to you. It was you who brought me to you. You made a series of choices in a specific manner, whether known to you or not, to get to the point of listening to this audio message. And when presented with the story of my voice, whether or not to press play was still your choice. I'm proud of you. Some part of you already knew what you needed and made the choice to listen. You carried the solution, the relief to your pain, the acknowledgement of your longing all along. Each longing acknowledged here was inspired by you, and what others, not so different from you, have sought comfort for. I presented the language, but you controlled the narrative. So, now that you know that it was you who chose it, you who validated your longing, you who offered yourself comfort, and you who tended your own care, that truly your voice was the one you heard. Would you choose to listen again?